How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There is a lot of news about Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, here today. And something they said recently could make Bitcoin spike up in price. We'll go through that along with what's happening in the market today. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell underneath the video so you can see future videos like this as soon as they come out, because right now the market is kind of just going sideways, but there will be a time where news travels very fast and it's very time sensitive. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to WEEX. You can sign up and start trading there in just a few minutes. You can deposit $200 and get $100 for free. And you don't have to KYC, meaning you don't have to give out your personal information. And you can start trading in just a few minutes just by hitting deposit after you sign up. Now, I really like WEEX. Of course, make sure you know what you're doing. There are other links underneath the video as well to BTCC, Blofin, BitUniX, Hotcoin, CoinW, etc. I like using multiple exchanges, but approach at your own risk. There's also a link to the Patreon underneath the video. We're working on a couple things that will make this Patreon, I think, very interesting compared to every other Patreon out there. Some tools that other people won't have. So definitely check this out underneath the video. We also do exclusive videos and answer your questions. It's a great community for people that want to take crypto seriously. Now, the NASDAQ is actually down about 1% today, which is surprising when you look at the crypto market because crypto is actually up. Bitcoin's up 1.4%, XRP's up 4.25%, Ethereum up 1.5%, SUI up almost 4% as well. It's a pretty good day in the market. But like I said, the traditional market down a little bit. Walmart apparently is leading the way. I saw that on Market Watch. So Walmart down 6.3% after their forecast disappoints. And they're apparently worried about consumer spending. So kind of interesting there. Speaking of spending, Doge has been making a lot of news recently. Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. Whenever I talk about Doge, I feel like a lot of people have a hard time because I talk about Musk and people feel very strongly about Musk one way or the other. But apparently Musk said that he would ask President Trump about a proposal for a Doge dividend that would give taxpayers a refund check of $5,000 funded by the savings from the Department of Government Efficiency. After looking at some of the numbers, I don't think they're anywhere close to saving $5,000 per person yet. I think they've saved, I think it was around $200 or $400 per person. But this is an ongoing effort. So maybe they're talking about like by the end of the year, $5,000. But I honestly don't think that would be the best idea because we saw what happened last time. There were stimulus checks that went out and those were for $1,200. I think this would be per household, but it's still super early. But you just, there's been some discussion of it recently. I think this would cause massive inflation and could be bad for the economy, but it would be good for wealthy individuals because they would be the ones that are investing in the companies where people go spend that $5,000, whether it's getting new phones from Apple, whether it is, owning Bitcoin and people just want to go invest that into Bitcoin, whatever it is, right? This would cause a large increase in liquidity out there and could cause the market to spike up, but eventually could be negative for the market. A lot of people are coming up with different ideas for what to do with this money, whether it's paying down debt, whether it's buying Bitcoin as a nation, whether it is abolishing different departments, which I don't really understand how that works when we have extra money just going out and abolishing the IRS. I saw someone say that. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens here. But apparently the IRS fired 6,000 people today. So I think a lot of people can get behind that. A lot of people don't like the IRS. And the SEC. SEC and IRS, probably the two most hated three-letter acronyms in crypto. SEC 2.0 announces a cyber and emerging technologies unit to protect retail investors. Laura Dollard, appointed chief of the new unit aimed at crypto and focused at combating cyber-related misconduct and to protect retail investors from bad actors in the emerging technology space. The CETU, led by Laura Dollard, replaces the Crypto Assets and Cyber unit and is comprised of approximately 30 fraud specialists and attorneys across multiple SEC offices. Honestly, I would love for there to be a cut down in fraud and for there to be more regulation, right? I think when we see constant fraud or rug pulls or collapses, it does give some people sour taste in their mouth. And instead of buying Bitcoin or buying some of these top cryptos, they continuously go for the quick money, which, you know, there's something to be said for a free market. But I think there are some bad actors that continuously lie, cheat, steal. So, you know, if they could come out, if Laura and the SEC could come out and fix the comment sections, the Telegram scammers and all that, that would be fantastic. I feel like that's what they should do for the first, you know, couple months, is just try to cut down on scammers that are literally just super low hanging fruit. Like, figure out some way to work with YouTube to cut out those bots, right? Figure out some way of working with Telegram to do the same thing. Like, they're always going to be scams, but it'd be nice if it was a little bit more difficult, because I get emails every day or two talking about some of these scams and how people got scammed. Now, honestly, there's not too much news in crypto here today. Bitcoin's looking a little bit better. That altcoins are looking better. Let's just look at the crypto risk indicators. So this is Into the Cryptoverse. I have a link to this underneath the video. This is Benjamin Cohen's website. And when you sign up, you get access to all this. There's a 10% off code underneath the video, and he actually gives updates pretty regularly, like video updates too. But there are a lot of tools that are interesting on here. As you can see, our risk for price metrics, on-chain metrics, and social metrics all combined, so like the cryptocurrency risk is very low, 0.389. And when we look at this, we have not been at a high risk level in a very long time. Like, nowhere near where we were last cycle. We've gone up to 0.55 or so. If we look at macro recession risk indicators, they're all extremely low except for interest rates. So production and business, quite low. National income and product, employment, all low. So this kind of shows we aren't really at risk of a recession, or at least it's not a significant risk. The cryptocurrency market cap does look slightly undervalued. You know, this is a log curve over time, so crypto continues to become more valuable. You can see the fair value is about 3.47 trillion, and right now we're at 3.18. So if we go back here, let me go to my favorite charts here. You can see we are meaningfully undervalued. We're about 9%, 8%, 7% undervalued. So typically we continue up to this, 1,000% overvaluation mark, which is just crazy. Last cycle, I suppose, we were a little bit lower than that. So 2017, 2018, 1,000% overvalued. The cycle before that, the same thing, 1,400%. Last cycle, we only got up to about 400% overvalued. But if we look at where that would be for this cycle, I know I've done this a couple times, but I think it's important to look at like end of the year. Let's say we peaked out end of the year. Let's say it's November, early November. If we got up to 4x the fair valuation, we'd be looking at about $18 trillion compared to 3.18. I mean, that's a solid 6x, 5x from here. So I don't know if we'll get up to that level. I don't know if we'll see another 5x in crypto. I don't think we will, because that would be pretty nuts. I mean, that would be a $500,000 Bitcoin and everything else would 5x as well. Or maybe a $400,000 Bitcoin with everything else doing a 6x. I don't think we'll get there, but even if we just got up to 2 times the fair valuation, that would be a 3x from here, which I don't know about you, but I'd be quite happy with. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, there is a link to this underneath in case you want to check it out. Right now, the market does look healthy. I think we're just in a waiting period. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. Again, you can trade underneath the video. I should say too, I mentioned that the stimulus checks would push up the market. A couple other things that could push up the market, because it's not just stimulus that would push it up. And this isn't an all-inclusive list, but liquidity, M2 money supply going up would push up the market significantly. If government started to print, if the U.S. started quantitative ease, that would be huge. Strategic reserves, whether it's a nation or the state strategic reserves for Bitcoin, we have 20 something states that are working on legislation for strategic reserve. Let's say a couple of them pass and start buying Bitcoin. I think that would be a huge sentiment change. And then, another big company buying, I think would push up the price. Maybe not quite significantly as those other things. But I think, there's some rumors about GameStop buying, but if there's an even larger company, let's say some big tech giant that started buying Bitcoin again, I think that would obviously push up the price too. Of course, there are other things that could push up the price. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one.